Molly, I just heard the big news from my brother. Congratulations on getting engaged. If it isn't Christy. I heard from my family that you and him have been together for about 3 months now, but thinking that you'd both already be thinking about marriage is pretty crazy to me. I hear that you both plan to have the wedding in another 2 months at a restaurant? Yeah. I almost feel as though he wants to get married to me so badly that he has no patience left in himself. Well, you are living pretty close to our family's house, and you have been for a long time now. And even though he's 10 years older than me and you guys have known each other for so long that it's almost as though you've been dating a lot longer than 3 months. So I don't find you guys getting married too strange. It's just crazy is all. Would you shut up, please? Huh? I've had enough of this. It's beginning to become a huge bother for me, so I think I'm going to call it quits. You and I are no longer friends. Molly... Listen, back in the day, you were really a good friend of mine and all, but ever since you had to start sitting in that wheelchair 2 years ago, it's been a pain in my butt being friends with you. Huh? For some reason, everyone seems to think it's okay to have me be the one to take care of you all the time, just because we were good friends and I live near you. And as for my parents, I have no idea why, but it seems like they feel some kind of obligation to have me help you around and such. So, whatever, I guess. The only reason I've been able to stick around and care for you this long is because I've been after that really top-notch man that you happen to be related to. Stick around? The only reason that I've been around helping you is so that I could get your brother to start taking an interest in me. He's known about me for a long time, but not enough to have any interest in me. But I felt that if I showed him that I'm a caring person by pushing you around and being a good friend of yours, he'd really start taking a liking to me. And guess what? He has taken a huge liking to me, and so I have no use for you anymore. What are you talking about? You were just using me so that you could get closer to my brother and get him to like you? That's what I'm saying. But listen here. Don't you dare go telling him about that, or else I'll push you and that wheelchair down a flight of stairs. Because if he learns that I've only been caring for you to get to him, he might not love me anymore. The only reason he wants to marry me is because he thinks I'm selfless and caring towards people like you. And to be honest, even if you did start to talk to him about what I've said, I doubt he'll believe you. He'll probably just turn around and tell you to stop talking badly about the woman he loves. So this is the way you've thought of me all along? How else did you want me to think of you? Do you really think I'm the kind of person that is happy with sacrificing their time just to help a cripple with no reward in sight? I was only using you like a tool so that I could get your brother to fall for me like he has, and then proceed to marry him. And would you look at that? It worked! I've heard enough from you. I understand what I mean to you now, and so I've had enough. Even if you are being true about how you feel about me, it's not going to matter. I know that I can live perfectly fine on my own without your help, and I'm going to start that life right now. Huh? I am thankful that you helped me find a job after I ended up in this wheelchair. And because of that, I'm able to make some decent money. I'll have to start thinking about what I'm going to do when I go out and plan it all out well, but I'm so used to that now that I don't need you there to help me. And honestly, there are other people besides you that can help me if I need it. So you are no longer needed by me, Molly. Thank you for everything up until now. Christy, do you have some time? I know that you're already aware that tomorrow's wedding is going to be held at a restaurant, but I have to ask, are you alright with not showing up for it? I'm sure you are, right? Huh? It's been a little while since we last talked, and this is what you want to talk about? You're asking me to stay away on the day of my brother's wedding? I'm sorry, but that's a little strange of you to be asking his own little sister. All I'm asking is that you tell everyone that you're not feeling too well, and that that's the reason for you not making it to the wedding tomorrow. However, if you really want to come tomorrow, then you'd better be walking into the wedding. Because you coming in that wheelchair of yours will embarrass me in front of my family. From what I've read, the restaurant is fully accessible to those in wheelchairs, so... But what I'm saying is that wheelchairs are not allowed in my wedding. I don't want my family and friends knowing that within the family I'm marrying into, there's a cripple in a wheelchair. You do realize that both you and I share a lot of friends, so why is it a huge problem now if they know? I don't care about that. I'm talking about what'll happen tomorrow. There are going to be people coming tomorrow that don't know about you or your wheelchair, and I want it to stay that way. Are you going to understand what I'm asking you right now? I am marrying your brother because I think he is the perfect man, but when it comes to his little sister, I only see you as being a stain on his reputation that I don't want people looking at. All right. Fine, I'll stay here at home tomorrow while you all enjoy the wedding. Go ahead and remove my name from the guest list. And there's one other thing. I'd like for you to leave your parents' house for good as well. Why should I do that? I'm sure you're well aware that after I marry your brother, I'm going to be moving into your parents' house with him and your parents. But you are in the way of that. If I have to move into that house with you still living there, then things are going to stay the same as they've been for the past 2 years, and I'm going to have to care for your needs. So before the wedding finishes tomorrow, I want you out of that house.
Christy.
Huh? Ryan? You're at home right now with me, so why are you choosing to text me instead of coming over to my room?
Well, right now Mom and Dad are in the living room, and I don't want them to hear what I want to say to you. For right now, at least. Okay? Just a second ago, I saw that you were texting someone on your phone, and you had a pretty miserable-looking face.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry, but when I saw you looking that way, I walked by and took a quick look at your phone screen. Were you talking with Molly? I saw that she told you that tomorrow's wedding wouldn't allow wheelchairs. And that she asked you to not show up to the wedding tomorrow, right? What the hell is up with all that?
You saw all of that from her then?
I really want you to be able to tell me everything about what's going on between you two.
Christy! Hey! What the hell is going on over here? What are you talking about? I just showed up to the restaurant in my wedding dress, but there isn't a single soul here. I am the bride, after all, and so I had to go and get my dress on and do my makeup and hair and everything, so I was expecting to get here when everyone else was already showing up. But my mom and dad, my aunts and uncles, even my cousins, and not just all of my family, but Ryan's family as well, and even our friends. Not a single one of them is here right now to celebrate my wedding. And not just all of them, but even Ryan's not here right now to see me. The restaurant isn't even open right now either. How the hell am I going to get in there? Tell me what the actual hell is going on right now. Molly, what are you even going on about right now? I thought that the wedding had been canceled and that everyone had already been informed, including you. Huh? Yesterday evening, my brother went over to your place and there he talked with your parents about everything and about how the wedding would be canceled and that he'd no longer be engaged to you. And to make sure that the reservation and all the food that's already been prepared doesn't go to waste, Ryan is having his boss and the rest of the company come there and throw a small party while enjoying all that food. Huh? What the frick are you talking about, Christy? Last night, Ryan did end up coming over to my place for a bit, but he was here to talk to my parents about the wedding today and to tell them that wheelchairs would not be allowed at the wedding. And he told them that meant you wouldn't be able to come. And before he left, he told them that what all that meant was exactly how it sounded. Well, he had a very serious look on his face. Molly, are you going to be okay? What are you talking about? Why are you asking me that? Are you sure you listened in on everything that my brother said to your parents last night? I did. That's what I just told you. And from what I heard, Ryan agreed with what I said about you and what I was asking for. And so he was here to let my parents know that you wouldn't be showing up at the wedding. Well, you're right to think that the conversation they had was about me not being able to come to the wedding and that I'd ultimately be taken off the guest list. But my brother was actually protesting to your parents about how you used me to get closer to him, and that he knew you didn't actually care about me whatsoever, and that was all due to me being in this wheelchair. Huh? He protested? Ryan is telling me that he's going to talk with you now, so you go ahead and talk with him about this.
Molly?
Ryan, is that you?
What exactly do you think that conversation with your parents yesterday meant?
What did I think it meant? I thought you were talking with my parents about how your sister and her wheelchair are in our way, and that for the sake of our happy future, you wouldn't be allowing her to come to our wedding.
That's only what you want to think. The reason I was there last night is because the way you talked about my sister is not acceptable, and I had to complain to your parents about that.
Huh?
And just a quick side note, you didn't listen to a single thing yesterday during my conversation with them, because all you did was sit on the couch in the other room looking at your phone the whole time.
I just assumed that you guys were done talking about the important stuff.
Well, unfortunately, we were only getting started with the important stuff. Stuff like how I'm no longer going to be marrying you.
You're joking, right?
Hey, Ollie, I know that you're aware that Christy is the person that saved your life. But for her, or for you to talk to her like she means nothing to you after what she did, is just terrible. And it shocked me to my core.
Huh? She saved my life. What are you talking about now?
Huh? Wait a second. Are you kidding me? You never even realized something like that either this whole time?
Huh? What?
This is just...
Ryan! What the hell are you talking about?
How about you just get your butt back to my place and then we could talk about all of this face to face? I'm sorry, but this isn't something I can talk about through text.
This is all just a joke, right? When I was about to fall down those stairs, you stepped in to save me? Molly, back then you were talking a whole lot with someone else while walking and you never noticed the flight of stairs ahead of yourself. I tried to yell at you to look out for the stairs as you continued to chat with your friend, but you didn't seem to be listening to a word I was saying. So when you were about to lose your footing and fall all the way down those stairs, I reached in to help you fall back towards the hallway, which then led to me falling all the way down that flight of stairs instead. Back then, I had just assumed you were trying to be a little jerk by hitting me in the chest with your arm and that you got what you deserved by falling down those stairs right after. So that's why you ended up in the wheelchair. My parents made me take care of you for the next 2 years, as though we were obligated to do so for you. For the longest time, I didn't want you to feel responsible for me ending up like this, so I never talked to you about what happened that day. But to actually think that by not talking to you about what happened, you just assumed I was trying to mess with you and that I was the one that fell down those stairs for it? But I just don't... I'm going to be very honest with you about this now, since things have changed so much between us. Molly, you never seem to care about what other people are saying to you, do you? You always like to make everything seem as though it's about you, and then anything that doesn't have anything to do with you directly, you just forget about or change. Huh? You think that's... When my brother was talking about how he wasn't going to marry you anymore, you did the same thing. When he was at your house talking with you and your parents, he was very upset with you. But you changed what was going on in your mind so that it looked as though he was just there to agree with you on not wanting me to come to the wedding because of my wheelchair. Is that right? I see. You're probably not going to be able to understand all of this right away. Well, I'm sorry, but with the way you've become, I no longer want to have anything to do with you. Huh? I'm not sure if after all this is over, you'll be able to think hard about what you've done and change your ways due to all of it. But as of right now, I'm having a really hard time believing that you've said so many terrible things to me, yet have not once said an apology to me for it. Well, then what the hell should I do? Right now it seems like nobody is going to be on my side after what you've all done. And you should take the time to think about why that is, although at this point, you're probably not even listening to the advice I'm giving. Anyway, I know I'm the kind of person that's able to put up with a lot of crap, but this has all gone way too far. I want you to stay away from me forever now. Christy! A few days after what had gone down, Molly's parents were kind enough to give Ryan a lot of money for all the time and effort that Molly had wasted of his, and then moved away from being near our house. And as of now, Molly has been moved into her godmother's house, somewhere way out of town, as neither of her parents are willing to house her anymore after the embarrassment and shame she brought them. Her godmother is having her go to therapy now after what she said to me, and after not having any recollection of what I did for her to save her life. And hopefully with time, Molly is going to be able to find an answer to why she's so self-centered, and to how she'll be able to make up for her mistakes. What she had done really did mess both myself and Ryan up mentally, but the two of us are working hard together to get over what happened to us. And another thing to do with me. I've been told that if I continue to go through rehabilitation for a while longer, I might actually have a chance of walking again. And so, as of right now, I'm putting all my attention on going to rehab and working towards a future where I no longer have to think about what I sacrificed to save Molly. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Eliza, you're coming to the family reunion lunch, aren't you? There are a lot of things to do, and I would like you to help me. Good evening, Teresa. Yes, I'm coming. But my belly is getting bigger, so I may not be able to help as much as I used to. Still, I'll do my best. I can't believe you. Did I say something rude? Are you trying to use pregnancy as an excuse? Excuse me? You must think you can get away with anything just because you're pregnant. Get rid of that naive idea. No, I never said so. It's the same as saying it. I can't help you because of my big belly. Since when did you become so cocky? I'll make my son divorce you if you keep being like that. You are my mother-in-law, but I think you're going too far. Even if that's a joke, you shouldn't be saying such things. It's not a joke. I will help you with the preparation. I'm just saying it's harder to move around than before. I'm still doing chores at home. Oh, then you should have said so from the beginning. Don't you dare be lazy when you come here this weekend. I don't intend to be lazy, but... Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing you this weekend. All the other relatives will be there too, right? Of course. I already told you, right? You'd have to go get a checkup if you keep forgetting things like that. I'm sorry for asking. I just wanted to make sure. Well, I'll look forward to seeing you this weekend. Hi, Eliza. I'm planning to go to the family lunch this weekend, so I hope to see you there. It's been a while, but how have you been? Would you like to take home some cucumbers which I grow in my garden? Hello, Maggie. It's been a while since I saw you last. I hope you're doing well. And I love to have the cucumbers. Thank you. Good. I'll bring them to lunch then. I heard you're pregnant. Is your belly pretty big now? It's about a month until the due date, so my belly is humongous. Then it must be getting difficult to move around. It's best not to push yourself too hard. Thank you for your concern. Not only me, but also Tanner is looking forward to seeing you. He's been so busy with work that he hasn't been able to visit you. Tanner has always been a grandma's boy. He shall always be my cute grandson. During his teenage years, he regularly got into a fight with his mother and she'd kick him out. Then, he would always come to our house. Really? But his mother Teresa seems to be very protective of Tanner. She's a moody person. What she says will differ depending on her mood, so you shouldn't take her words seriously all the time. I see. That's helpful advice. I'm glad Tanner married a kind person like you, Eliza. I'm glad to hear you say that. Once the baby is born and things settle down, we'll come visit you. I never thought I'd be able to hold my great-grandchild, so I'm very excited. Eliza, you should take it easy now. Overexerting won't do you any good. Being pregnant itself requires great effort. Yes, I'll try. This weekend, Teresa might make you help her with the preparation. But it's okay to refuse sometimes, you know. She didn't do anything when she was pregnant either. Oh, is that so? That's completely different from what I heard. What the hell are you doing? Come here ASAP. Although you said you'd help me, it's already 10 a.m. You're late. I thought I was supposed to arrive at 11 a.m. with Tanner. Huh? What kind of a lazy daughter-in-law are you? Lunch starts at 12 p.m. You have to come at least 3 hours prior to help me. Let Tanner rest, and you come here ASAP alone. I'm sorry. I didn't think you wanted me there that early. Whatever. You're already 1 hour late. I didn't mean to be late at all. You don't have to make excuses. You're being lazy, using pregnancy as your excuse. Just hurry up. Yes, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I'm sorry. Hey, where are you? You're not being lazy again, are you? I'm at the hospital. I need an urgent checkup because I'm in pain. Hospital? Just because of that? Don't be a spoiled brat and come back to help me. I just can't believe you. Do you know what you've done? It's very wrong of you to use violence as a tool to make people do what you want. It's very wrong of you to sit on a chair resting while your mother-in-law was still in the kitchen. I was busy, so you should have helped. It's my job to educate the lazy daughter-in-law. If I scolded you, it would have drawn attention. So instead, I kicked you. I did sit down, but it was only for a minute. I was told by the doctor to sit down whenever I felt my belly become tight. You are crazy to kick my belly when my baby is in here. You're the one who's crazy. You don't have any common sense. Common sense? Kicking a pregnant woman in the stomach is your common sense? A daughter-in-law isn't supposed to rest until the mother-in-law permits it. That's common sense. It's not like you're my boss. Why do I need your permission to sit on a chair? I've never heard of such a thing. Isn't it more common sense not to be violent to a pregnant woman? You and me. Who is more insane? How dare you talk back to your mother-in-law? I'm fed up with your unreasonable accusations. And you sat where I was supposed to sit. It's insane that you tried to take your mother-in-law's seat. How would I know that was your seat? This is ridiculous. I can't do this anymore. Just apologize for what you did. You're the one who should apologize. You're embarrassing Tanner too. Your very existence is embarrassing. That's why I kicked your stomach. I educated you to make sure this never happens again. Educate me? By kicking my stomach? I guess there's no point in talking with you anymore. I don't think I'll ever understand your ways of thinking. It's about time you learn what decent thoughts are. You are insane to sit on my seat while I was still cooking. I kicked you in the stomach to educate you. I won't allow you to go to the hospital. I guess it's my turn to talk some sense into you. Huh? Teresa, I'm so surprised at how bossy you are towards Eliza. You're so different from when you are with me. Who is this? Your mother-in-law. My mother-in-law? That can't be. Eliza, this is not funny. I'm escorting Eliza to the hospital with Tanner. I didn't want to be in your house anymore anyways. Are you really Maggie? I didn't see you at her house. I saw you kicking Eliza the moment I arrived. Do you realize that you did something absolutely unforgivable? Wait, if you're really Maggie, why are you using Eliza's cell phone to text me? Because I couldn't stand watching your awfulness anymore. You harassing Eliza like this. What on earth do you think you're doing? She's pregnant with your precious grandchild. He's also my great-grandson. How are you gonna take responsibility if something happens because of you? I'm sorry. Please don't be angry. It's just a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? How can you expect me to believe that? I saw the moment you kicked Eliza in the stomach. There's no misunderstanding. I didn't think you were watching. And that was part of my education. Education? I'm surprised. Violence is education? Don't tell me you've been violent with Tanner too. Of course not. Tanner is my precious son. I swear I've never been violent to Tanner. I see. Then it wasn't education after all. What? Eliza is Tanner's wife, and she is pregnant with a baby. I can't believe you'd attack her with physical violence like that for some stupid reason like daughter-in-law education. You disgust me. Maggie, it's not like that, really. Believe me. I'm horrified to think what might have happened if I hadn't seen it by chance. I will never forgive you for this. Prepare yourself for what's to come tomorrow. Maggie, don't say such scary things. I'll get down on my knees and apologize to you. Why would you apologize to me? That makes no sense. Eliza, why did you do that? That's my line. You didn't have to tip off Maggie. Because of you, Maggie humiliated me. I never thought she'd strike back at me for you. I knew you were scared of her. That's why I told her. What? I heard that Maggie did the exact same thing to you when you sat down at today's family lunch. I wish I could have seen that. Are you really Eliza? I never knew you were such a mean girl. You pissed me off. This is all your fault. And yet, are you going to keep on blaming me like this? What about your apology? Excuse me? You swore to apologize to me for the many wrongs you did to me, didn't you? I wasn't there, so I don't know what kind of conversations you had. But weren't you told by Maggie to do so? If you don't apologize, I'll tip off Maggie again. That you're not sorry at all. Wait a minute. How do you know about all that? Today was embarrassing enough. Maggie yelled at me and kicked me in the stomach so hard it badly hurt. But no one took my side. Not even Tanner. There's no way he'd side with you. Why? All the other relatives are also angry at you for what you did. Not everyone saw what you did, but they know Maggie would never lie. So you're done. What do you mean I'm done? Shouldn't you be reflecting on your own actions and apologizing to me? Well, it's not like I can forgive you even if you apologize to me. I don't even want to see your face again, so I'm going to cut ties with you. You're cutting ties with me? You're not going to help me with the family events anymore? If I would need to see you at such occasions, I refuse. If you're going to disappear, I'll be happy to help. Why would I disappear? It's my house. Then I will never go to that house again. I have told Tanner so, and he's okay with it. So Tanner is on your side? You still don't get it, do you? I don't mind you disliking me, and it'd be a problem between you and me, even if you were mean to me or harassed me. But this time, it's different. I have a baby in my belly. It's Tanner's baby. Don't you think it's only natural that Tanner's angry with you, trying to hurt his baby? But that doesn't mean he should cut ties with his parents. Who would want parents who would harm their child? I won't harm your child. Who would believe that? In fact, you almost harmed him by kicking me. You're overreacting. I ended up in the hospital. How is that an overreaction? Okay, I'm sorry. But you don't have to go as far as cutting ties with me. I am your mother-in-law. I just couldn't forgive you for being lazy because of your pregnancy. Let me tell you something. You're crazy. Excuse me? I asked Maggie about you. When you were pregnant with Tanner, you didn't do any chores. You pretended to be sick all the time. Maggie came over and helped you with taking care of the house. That was because I was really sick. Some people suffer from morning sickness during pregnancy, so that's fine. But then, why would you force me to do so much? Don't force me to do things you couldn't do. Your rotten values and crazy ways of thinking are so annoying. Isn't that a little too harsh? Times have changed. Stop making such excuses. I'm sure time has drastically changed since Maggie's time. But unlike you, Maggie understands me. She's kind and supportive, like my own grandmother. She's so strict with me, you know. You just don't know her well. Whatever you think, it doesn't change how I feel about her. Wasn't it because of your behavior that Maggie was so strict with you? but I guess it's none of my business. I'm done with you harassing me. Since I'm cutting ties with you, I won't have to deal with you anymore. Are you still talking about cutting ties? I think it's better to have me around. I can help you educate your children. If you were to educate them, you'd use violence. Don't you ever come near my children. I would never hurt your children. Trust me. Even my husband is upset with me now. If you don't tell him you've reconciled with me, I'll be in big trouble. I don't care. It's a waste of time texting you. I'll apologize, so please forgive me. I don't want my relatives seeing me as an awful mother-in-law. I refuse. You are in fact the worst mother-in-law. You just got what you deserved. If you want to apologize, send me a video of you on your knees. But I'm not going to forgive you whether you apologize or not. In the end, all the relatives took Eliza's side. They all cut ties with Teresa, and she ended up being estranged from the whole family. Maggie decided to re-educate Teresa, and Teresa's husband said he would divorce her if she did not change her ways of thinking. Teresa panicked and tried to apologize to Eliza in person, but Eliza refused to see her. As a result, she hasn't been able to meet her newborn grandchild. Eliza gave birth safely and went over to Maggie's place to show her the baby. Maggie was overjoyed, holding her great-grandson in her arms. They are now all living peacefully, except for Teresa. No one knows if Teresa will be able to see her grandson.